What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we're jumping into some more Deathtrap with Zaps McSassy, our resident sorceress. We stopped after the introductory 3 levels or so, before basically just getting a grip on what the sorceress has to deal with as she's getting into the game. We're going into the bottomless pit, cleared the 3 stars on the Forest of the Fallen. We're going to see what else we can run into. That looks to be some really nice armor. 43 damage on stunned enemies. Situations where we get the stun enemies. I guess traps? Well, first we're definitely going to buy that. Let's go ahead and try the stun. We'll hold on to this just because it's good. I don't want to sell this back. So now, as far as crafting goes, we should be able to craft, looks to be a magic stick. We'll have 3 mods on it, so it might beat the item that we have here if we actually make one. 41 damage against horde creatures, 28 weapon damage, automatically superior, 12% weapon damage. Good going, us. Runes are not optimal yet. We can probably get up to 6%. Phoenix Pillar, lightning damage, reanimator pit. May actually get to use the Phoenix Pillar at some point. Reanimator traps, I don't think I have yet. Okay, as far as traps go, we don't have the blast furnace unlocked, or the reanimator pit, or the archers. We do have the Phoenix Pillar though, so that's nice. And we're all out of points to spend, so really there's nothing to do but to just run into the bottomless pit now. So let's go ahead and get that prepared. Everything's less blue. Interesting. All right, what else do we want here? Or I should say, what do we want at all? We're gonna have to watch both gates at once. Starting with this guy and adding the slow will give us the chance to wait. I think I already have the icicle field. Really, we just need the ice damage it out then. Let us sell you acid geyser, guns. And we have the frost pillar. We can do a lot of really high giant creature damage, but we want something that works well against armored targets. I guess the acid geyser kind of does that for us. I don't think we need both though, so this will help out. We got the frost pillar. We don't really have to worry about dealing too much ice damage. We can make it whatever we want. Go ahead and add stuff to the other side so that we don't feel like it's neglected. All right, coming out of the gate. I don't like the way that this is set up on this side too much. I guess if we want something that'll work for both gates, building up here would be the best thing to do. So the gun sentry, flow, AoE.
I feel the craft crackling in these old wonders.
I don't think the Phoenix Tower is the best thing here though. Yeah, we'll go for it anyway. Then we'll make this an acid geyser. Now we don't have a lot of cash left. I think we'll just go for the cloud on the right. Can't afford anything else on the left side yet. And we'll let this go. Ooh, nice. So I managed to catch a buff on the Phoenix Pillar before it actually wiped that whole crowd over here, which was a lovely sight to behold. Oh, that lightning blast feels extremely powerful with my weapon the way it is now. Alright, what do we have over here now? Okay, looks like the ranged guys are actually hitting me. Gotta be wary of that. Yeah, the lightning is definitely extra powerful. Okay, that's everything that's going to be out here. Might as well just icy wind them. Don't really need to be down this close to them. And I can lightning from up here too, which isn't bad. I will say that I am definitely lacking in any sort of armor damage, so that's something that we want to think about going forward. I also think that there's a lot of emphasis that should be put on base building or basic building of traps rather than straight upgrades. Upgrades can make traps very powerful, but it's not always the best thing due to the fact that you don't necessarily get to supplement or complement holes in your trap defenses as you would otherwise. Don't have the archers yet, so if I'm only stalling, then that's not a bad idea. I don't have too much essence to waste for things like that though. If we decide this doesn't have that much range, what's gonna actually die here? Not sure. Not bad idea to put anything that's not gonna deal damage. Let's go with the acid geyser. The only thing dealing physical damage over here is that. Depending on what I put here, a ice trap or a lava grill would be great here. If we build the phoenix pillar, we want the ice trap. If we build the lava grill, then we want a frost pillar. But the boss at the end of this is ice, so let's try to focus on building as few ice traps as possible. So with the frost pillar and the lava grill too, why not? Don't have too many things that I'll be able to do with these otherwise anyway. Alright, that's pretty buff. And that's going to affect both of these, which should be nice. I'm pretty confident that this lane is okay-ish. I don't really need to worry about it too much, mainly because of the stuff that I've built over on the other side. So maybe because this will also work, I should do that. I do have to say, one of the things that I do like about this game specifically is that that little audible, like the traps are ready, kind of tells you if the developers have a target essence in mind. It's not really demonstrated anywhere else, like they don't recommend, and that actually probably would be a better indicator if there was like something hovering under the UI over here that says, you know, they recommend you spend a certain amount of essence, just to make sure that, you know, you're not hoarding something, or to show that you have an abundance of essence that feels like it's going unspent. It might help people understand approximately how much essence they like expect to be spent on like certain maps. Now, of course, it's something that you could probably turn off if you felt like it was a bit too intrusive, as tower defense players, some of them don't really like to be told what to do, but tower defense also isn't something that's easy for a lot of people to get into, especially if it's games that have a staggeringly high difficulty, which some do, like Defense Task Force. But over here, we do have them converging on a few traps. Let's go ahead and go with the ice pillar on this one and let it rock.
I'm ready.
Wave start. All right, let's speed things up here, at least in the beginning. All right, we're going to wave of cold because something actually got through. All right. For the most part, it looks like the fire traps are definitely doing their job. Those guys are extra dead. Okay. A bit of lightning somewhere won't hurt. Not too much anyway. Got the chance to do that again. Wake strike. I guess that means the like large slam attack that they do that knocks us down. Doing something so we regenerate less mana. Don't have anything over here that would really be super beneficial at taking them down right now. It's cool how the parts of the runes around them or whatever seem to fall into the abyss. I wonder if they're actually like held on any of the textures floating at the bottom there or whatever. They are, maybe they aren't, who knows. Definitely not I. Alright, so because this is sort of the last neck here, we have a phoenix pillar over there. Over here I'd like a lightning. Gonna max buff that. This guy, whoops, no, I didn't want a frost. Wanted another lightning over here. Not too many things should actually make it this far. And over here, we're going to go with a combination of a icicle field. All the upgrades I can muster.
I'm so proud of these traps.
And the lava. And then top it off with a little bit of poison that I can barely afford to put up. Okay.
I'm ready.
There we go. Go ahead and speed things up again. Alright, a lot of things on the screen, or at least on the map. We're gonna icy wave them. Icy wind. It's a little wavy, I think. Alright, we definitely need to make sure that this guy stops moving. Starting to get a little heavy with the armored targets, which is kind of why I wanted to make sure that we had that lightning built. Oh, that guy was a runner. Not too bad. Hit him with the wind again. Don't think I have anything that's gonna murder these guys outright right now. The Rubajal guy has a ton of HP, and it's possible he can make it through quite a few traps because I have a lot of breathing room over here for him, and that's bad for me. So we want to focus him down personally. I guess the trap that can wind up doing the most damage to him may be this flame grill if we step on it, or Phoenix trap. Nope, it would have been that guy over there. I think that scored the kill anyway. Okay, nice. Okay, getting our skills back. What would do super well over here if we buffed it? We are going to have to worry about the boss now. Sprite was lingering there for a while, I guess. Let's buff these. Let's add some Bernie stuff. More Bernie stuff. These guys are sitting quite a while. We want to make sure that whatever we have over here can fire at each other. So, fortunately, we don't have anything that I think really works well. These I don't think will reach each other. And do a fire pillar here and lightning here. And then we'll see what cash we get during the wave itself, and that'll determine what else we can do, right? All right, start off at double speed, and here we go.
The defender is here. Do you hear me?
The defender is here? Wonder, is she referring to herself? It's Icy Wind, everybody. I feel like Icy Wind is an ability that with the Sorceress you should kind of always be spamming. Unless there's some other reason why you don't think you should be dealing damage to everything. I am blasting this guy to death. The Deep Miner's dead now. Go ahead and buff the Icicle Tower there. Lightning everything that we can. Okay, and then we're going to start slowing everything down because I got a feeling we're going to hear that dastardly evil message soon. Oh, this guy's almost done. Alright, so we have about... Whoa. Didn't even see you guys on the way. That's nuts. So lightning? Whoa. Another lightning? Thank you. So you should get wrecked extra hard right here. Okay, we'll find out if we built this side up enough to deal with those guys. My guess is kind of, but not super strong. Oh, we got the Icy Wind. All right. Gotta make sure we free up the towers to deal with Ice Boy here. Otherwise, he will cause us as much trouble as he possibly can. I like my towers working, sir. Please allow them to stay that way. All right. Move. Good. Stick and move. The way to do it. He can only freeze the towers, not the ground traps. Not going to take too much damage from those, though. Good. Okay, let's get one of these up. Me dealing ice damage, he might actually be somewhat shielded against it. Okay, and he's hitting me kind of hard. Gonna potion just to be safe here. Sorceress doesn't come stock with a ton of HP. There we go. Don't really think I have much else that I can actually try to build here. Go over here. So, and then we'll move here we'll build this guy. Not even sure why I'm building the AoE part of those. It's really silly to do so.
Victory at last.
All right, and they got him. The most important part of that, I would definitely say, is making sure that you smack your towers free whenever he glosses over them. Ooh, what did I drop? Probably a coin. Put it off the desk. My fault. Yeah, like freeing your towers up is probably going to be the most important thing to stay aware of during that. If your towers go down, you lose a lot of DPS, and in some cases he can knock down more than one tower at a time, which is very bad. Very, very bad. A lot of resistance on that ring. Damage to burning enemies. I don't think I have any fire skills as the sorceress, but I do have the ability to buff fire traps pretty hardcore. That's gonna go away. We may get some fire skills at level 10, so I'll hold on to it. All right, so we got some traps to level up. We finally got a hold of our archers. Archers are one of the summon traps that I actually like. Not too fond of the reanimator pit or the monster cage, but that's just personal preference. Nothing really wrong with them at all. Next up is the crystal vaults. They have that quest where we have to build no summon traps, so it's going to be pointless to buff summon traps anytime in the near future. Things that I do like building here are this. Takes up way too many of my points though. There's a lot of traps that we will be using that I haven't buffed up to level 2. Alright, I think that's what we'll go with for now. I'm going to try not to focus on pumping the upgrades heavily in the beginning, mainly because that incentivizes you to sink your essence into single traps when you really should be trying to build the base traps first, because the value is very heavy there. I don't really care so much about using Icy Wind to freeze enemies, but when you do start freezing large masses of enemies, it can be helpful, as it gives your traps time to recharge, reset, and do all those nice things. All right, and then again, always before you run in, check the good old shop to see what we have in there, and go ahead and get ready for this. All right, crystal vaults, no summons.
This place feels so ancient and powerful.
I guess so. We're going to be dealing with 2 lanes to begin with. The center one splits, so you want to try to make sure that you have a decent amount of coverage. This one is effectively just a single lane. This can hit everybody. This can too. All right, so we have options here. We can slow things down here, which will allow this to actually be used. Isn't bad. And if we want, we can toss up a frost pillar. The ice vulnerability will make the frost pillar worth it. The only thing we'll have to worry about is armored enemies. We will have some armored enemies here. Maybe best just to go for lightning then. Let's do that.
The traps are ready.
Okay, and then this side is probably a bit too naked. Rather than buff a bunch of traps, we're just going to... Probably too much. How much is this? 89, 111. We can just go with a regular icicle field here. Guy. We're gonna do a frost pillar over here, primarily because I know the boss that will be coming through here will be going this way. Because we do have the frost pillar, instead of putting the icicle field, I'm going to place a lava grill. But we have to wait on it, and that's fine. For now, we can decide to buff some of our other traps. Physical vulnerability is completely useless to us on the acid geyser for anything other than the gun sentries, but we do have 2 of those. And I think we can do the damage increase on the ice over here. All right, that's our starting setup. Let's go. You can kind of back off a bit and let the traps do a bit of the work. The thing about the Sorceress is like she basically plays like a more aggressive version of the marksman, where you just have to stay within range of your spells and lob them at enemies. However, if you don't fire as often, you get to use your big hitters a bit more often, whereas if you're spamming, you still get your regen, you just don't get to do it as much. So sort of balance out your DPS by doing things like that. I'll place another acid geyser over there and another gun here.
These ancient wonders need more essence.
Yep, good stuff. Frostbiller doing his job. Alright, we want to get these acid guys to sort of spread around because they will help us with the ice armored enemies. And we pretty much dislike everything with armor, even though they don't come out too often, just because they make everything take forever. And now he gets killed by the guns, and we get the bonus money.
I'm running out of essence.
Enough essence. Okay. Freeze everything. Lightning the rest. Okay, again, since we got the freeze pillar there and the guns with the slow damage. Fire pillar 1 here at the ignite and the bonus damage. Increase the damage, AoE, and the slow on the guns. And then we got enough left to add AoE here, and we can still build. Can either go for this acid geyser, which I don't think is really going to be necessary. I know we're going to want this gun sentry though, and its range should allow it to basically start firing around here. So we can put this up once we have the cash for it. Actually, probably save a bit there and come over here. Like the mystic towers that we built here, well as this gun sentry spot over here, is going to be useful for both lanes, but we're going to need to watch this. Rather than upgrade that, why don't I just gun sentry, AoE, don't worry about the slow for now, build acid geyser, call it a day.
The defender is here. Do you hear me?
All right, that was nice. When enemies get really compact is sort of when your lightning really has the ability to shine. Doesn't have a hit cap as far as I'm aware, so the more compacted the space you can get the enemies into, the better it will do overall. Sorceress is probably one of the best AoE characters just because almost everything she starts with is really good AoE damage. Lightning is a prime example of it. And then you have her world ability, Icy Wind, as another. That's the armor guy. And that's what we wanted to watch out for. Luckily, those guys trying to fight us make things a bit easier as far as keeping the lanes under control. Is this guy gonna die on his own? Nope. I thought that was actually going to hit him, but it did not. And this is why we hate the armored enemies. They just take so long to kill. Armor does reduce damage from all sources, so if you're not really ready for it, it's gonna be a bit problematic. Alright, thank you, critical hits. Alright, what do we have coming now? We still just have the 3 lanes. This is our prime chance to try to make sure that these guys are as well equipped as possible. Okay, I know for a fact we're going to want a lava girl here towards the end. Deals with the little rat cretins. Also can do a lot of really good work with the Phoenix Pillar and an icicle field.
These traps.
Don't need the vulnerability here. Actually, you know what? Let's move the Phoenix Pillar back here.
That should be enough.
Add the ice vulnerability.
I need some more essence.
And I don't have the cash for the Frost Pillar. But that's what we're going to do there. I'm going to put a Frost Pillar down here. To make it so that hopefully we don't have to deal with the giant enemies personally. We'll see. Alright, they're absolutely getting just shredded by everything. Like that. I like how their little teleport blink move is not saving them right now. Nice. Leader of the dead, where are they even coming from? Ah, they're almost dead already. Very long lightning bolts. That already looks amazing. I don't even think I'll have to worry about it. We'll see if they get any further. Guess not. This guy we'll have to worry about. The quag thing. I did say I wanted to do this. Get that happening already? Okay, looks like they sent out a last rush here. Not everything, but that's all they'll put out at the moment, so freeze them a bit. Lightning these guys. And there's the last creature. It's gonna be another giant, so I'm gonna try to get around here. Buff the icicle power. Freeze him to death. Right, now that we got this guy buffed up, that a little bit toasty here. I don't even know if we need to buff that, but it will be good. Guy can shoot up there. That makes this even better. Let's buff the damage. Do the AoE. And then the rest of it we'll kind of get to when we get the opportunity. So, only thing we don't have up here is the pillar, or the mystic pillar tower that is back there next to the summon trap. Hopefully we can get by without it. Really not a strong position. It can be useful if you have the extra essence for it though. I think these guys are mostly just going to get wrecked, so I'm going to turn the speed up and we'll see what happens. Armored enemies again being problems. There we go. And that ink wraith is extra dead. I need to kill it quickly though. Letting it stay alive gives it the opportunity to summon more adds, and because those adds have the ability to harm your rift, the closer they get, the more dangerous ink wraiths become. So don't just let them sit. Guys, horned brutes. Okay. They all just sort of teleported on screen at once. Make things a little frosty. Here's another ink wraith. That was probably a bit late. They got wiped pretty easy. I am both surprised and happy about that. Slow things down here. Alright, good stuff. They all got wiped. We need to make sure these guys do not live long. Oh. I'm gonna potion there because I don't feel like losing right now. I think I'm good though. Freeze all the rats off, which is great. We're going to buff. Whoa, okay. There's an ability to drain life. That's what drained a huge amount of HP off of me. Buff that turret at the bottom. That kills it for us, and we are great. Alright, first time. Full clear. Animator pit unlocked. That's good. And we got all 15 research points and whatever the bonus was. It was either XP or cash. So we're level 9 now. Blue moon staff, consecrated ring, and a bunch of other stuff. Get out of here. Sweet. So if we look at the traps now, we got this reanimator thingy. Lots of points. Let's go ahead and not neglect the first levels on all of the summoning traps here. We can reach level 8 with the ice bolt. So we're almost at the point where we're dealing max damage with it. Damage per second is over 500 now, which is really good for where we're at. Spent all of our points. Our character's not looking too bad. So we have the nameless tomb. We have to defeat Ragnar. Burst damage is really going to be the name of the game for this area. There's going to be a lot of enemies coming, so hopefully we can make better use of Icy Wind here and just pummel these guys before they try to overrun us. But we will get even more upgrade points and some cash. So let's go ahead and get this started.
Let's go. I'm almost bursting with mystical energies.
So for this map, of course, one of the most important things for us to do early is to go ahead and buy these salvage recyclers. They don't seem super important if you don't pay attention to them, but they gain you bonus essence. The sooner you purchase them, the sooner you get that essence. It only happens during the waves though. So the longer the waves take, the more essence you get back, but also it's a way of sort of like a savings account. You put money in it, you let it sit there for a while, and you get some extra back. Do we want a Phoenix Pillar here? Not a bad idea. Anti-heavy enemy traps would be really good too, though. Field pillar, gun sentry.
The traps are ready.
Okay. I think that's enough to really get me somewhere. Except for that, that's the only ground trap built. Trust that. Is there anything else I could build that might help me out a bit more? Not really that I can think of. Not anything that'll be consistent anyway. So let's head over here. Have to deal with our buddy Ragnar. Every time I see these ice effects here, they look really nice. They have like reflections going on and everything. I'm surprised at how well they made this game look, but let's go ahead and get this started. Nice. Oh no, not the icicle wave. Okay, that did a lot of damage. I popped a potion, hoping. All right, we got it. Hoping I could prevent myself from taking too much really bad damage. Looks like it may have worked. I'm hoping it did. Oh, yeah, we're gonna pop another one of those potions. Those are the good stuffs. Okay, most of the range stuff is down. Like I said, that mana, well, also, the trade-off with using Ice Bolt to attack is Ice Bolt will replenish mana when you hit enemies with it. So it's not really a bad thing to attack, but if you're just running around, you will be regenerating less mana than standing still. All right.
I need some more essence.
Not quite enough for that yet. Okay. Don't want to let them kill me. All right, about 400 damage per ice bolt now, so we're doing good damage there. Yeah, we got one now. Okay. So any of the enemies that have to come through the central area will probably get decimated. Those are not the ones I'm worried about now. They're a little bit too healthy to get knocked back by the Phoenix Pillar right now, right? That just means that we have to focus on other things. Straight dealing damage. Alright, try to stay out of range. Good stuff. Don't be afraid to let your traps deal with really dangerous enemies. That's kind of why you build them. They can't die, you can. If you die, you lose gate points. And if the traps get attacked, well, enemies are just sitting there attacking traps. It really doesn't do much for you. Or to hurt you. So, that's that. Probably sunk a bit too much there. You can build it. Don't put all your cash in. Archers there, please. Whoops. I would like to toss up some ice stuff. I think I still need to focus on pillars before I do too much else. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sell this archer trap, and I think it's a bit too expensive.
I feel the craft crackling in these old wonders.
Okay. That should be solid.
I'm ready.
Let's go ahead and get started. Wow. Guys on the right got wiped super hard. Okay. Okay, and this was the blind spot. I had the leash traps built, and those enemies could just run right through. I'm gonna slow things down just because I think we got a lot of stuff coming through over here. Not really being handled as well as I'd like it to. And it's not bad. Could be quite a bit better now, though. Alright, and that should make sure that whenever we get to the final wave with the... what is it? I don't know, there's 4 like really big bosses at the end of this map. They get destroyed really easily by anti-giant traps because they're all giants. Buffs there, please. Whoa. Managed to get killed. Lovely. Alright, that means we lose our perfect for this map. My fault for not watching my HP. Enemies with ranged abilities, especially those that can spawn under you that you can't see immediately until after they already hurt, are super dangerous for the Sorceress. Mainly because of how stealthy the ability is. Like, I'd already taken 2 hits before I realized it was on me. Sure, if would be a good idea. I could. Let's. Oops. How much is the ice? Ice is 50. Lava.
Crackling in these old wonders.
Increase the damage. We'll get the slow up there too.
The defender is here. Do you hear me? They're still coming.
Oops, that was a bad shot. Very low HP. And it shows. That's actually pretty powerful. I think I need another Phoenix Pillar over here. I think it would do wonders for helping to take these guys out. So put one here. What is this one? Is this a giant? Not a flying enemy. Oh, you don't. Oh, yes they do. Okay. I guess it's probably not a good idea to play high speed when you don't have a lot of life. Though I can't really lose many more points right now, like, or I should say, I won't lose another star until I think I get below about 15 or 14. I've never one-starred the map yet, so I'm not sure exactly where the cutoff is. More towers. That one's good. This isn't buffed. That's important.
That should be enough.
All right, and when I get the opportunity to next, we will
I'm ready.
build up some things
Sometimes
that
task feels so pointless.
that's probably a bit better for me. This definitely feels a bit stronger already. Max out that slow. Increasing the AoE range is probably the most important buff for that besides the damage itself. Alright, archers. Funny thing about the archers is I believe you have to have an enemy next to it for any new archers to spawn. So you really only succeed well with the archer summons if they're close enough for enemies to spawn, but they also don't have ranged attackers. Alright, nice and destroyed. Really it? Oh no. Alright, here we go. What is this? Oh. Night Fang Stalker. I think for the most part we're good here. Vulcan at 50% more health. It can control one more. And deal 50% more damage. Why not? Get those buffs going. Those are good. Those are good. Those are good. Better slow over here. Nothing else we could really do here. This is now all maxed out. Put the slow there. What do we even have?
I feel the craft crackling in these old wonders.
Okay, there we go.
Portals are bursting with creatures. A new swarm is approaching.
So, gotta kind of be prepared for this. Let me not screw it up with too much speed. Icy wind everything. They will probably easily gun down what remains of that guy. Now we can bump the speed.
I'm running out of essence.
Oh wow, you can get the cage to release multiple monsters there? That seems very powerful. And probably like super important compared to the other summon traps.
Wonders need more essence.
Won't let me do the spears yet. Now we can do the spears.
Here it comes.
It is coming.
The Lord of the
I
Swarm
will
is
destroy you,
near.
dreadful one.
Alright, slow things down just a bit. Go to regular speed.
The Lord of the
It is
Swarm.
coming.
Got pretty much everything buffed over there that we can. Same with this side. I see wind or swarm lords. Oh, that is a lot of poison.
Here it comes.
I've dreamt about this.
Whoa. Okay, so those guys seem to have been firing at me from behind the portal that they come out of, which I was not expecting. I have to take a look back at the video. I couldn't see anything flying out of it. I'm not sure if that was just because of me just not paying attention, or if like they really had invisible shots. I was like, I saw the red numbers popping out of the character, and that's sort of when I realized it was happening. Here we go. Should probably try being over here. Buff you for a sec. These guys seem to be doing a ton. And I don't have any anti-armor things to throw at them. Nope, not yet.
Victory is my only reward.
Threesome? That's interesting. The name of a challenge that I just completed, or an achievement. 3 damage to gate. All of them pretty much being deaths on my part. And it's probably just a matter of me not having enough health on Sorceress, which can change hopefully relatively soon. Alright, we do have access to all of the level 10 skills now. So let's take a quick look at those before we end this for now. We have Spectral Venom. Well, let's look at the main skill first. Spectral Serpent. 40-second cooldown, 20-second duration. Ghost Serpent automatically attacks enemies for the duration. Its attack is Venom Spit, does poison damage to a single target. Mana upkeep, 40% of maximum mana per active serpent. Basically, you can have 2 of these out. Everything's at least level 1 now. This being able to drop multiple units is actually super important for its upgrades and makes it on par with the archer post. Actually a little bit better if you can surround the traps. So Monster Cage actually is a bit better than I originally thought. That said, I think that's going to be it for now. I'm going to go ahead and clear the Nameless Tomb off camera. And when we come back, we'll be looking at doing things like the Cave of Valor. We don't have a quest there or anything, so it'll just be a matter of running through it. But I think I'm going to take a short break from Deathtrap and get into another game. And we'll see how these videos go for a bit. Some people seem to be really enjoying the Deathtrap videos. Let me know which of the characters is sort of your favorite. I do need to get a bit deeper into the game so that we can start looking at the final tier of skills and the final tiers of traps for the heroes, just to see what we can get a grasp on and what we will be playing with. But it seems nice so far, and want to keep playing it. So either way, you guys will see more of it. But again, let me know what your favorite heroes are. Do you have a favorite trap selection? And is there anything else that you specifically want to see out of this game? I know a couple of people have asked me how some of the traps work, so we'll want to test out that, and I'll get an answer for you when I can. Either way, thanks again for tuning in, Phoenix family. I sincerely appreciate it. Hope you guys, folks, are having a wonderful day, week, month, and 2019, or whatever year you happen to be viewing this in, if you are from the future. But again, always thanks for tuning in. I can't thank you guys enough, because this is becoming actually more of a hobby for me now than I expected it to be, and the more you guys tune in, the more time I can put into it. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I sincerely appreciate you for being here, and as long as you guys take care of yourselves, you can keep coming back. And have a good one, folks.